Hello, Susan Lazar-Hart here, your congruency coach for creatives, for seekers, for those of you who wake up in the middle of the night saying, is that all there is? Could be an empty nester, or it could just feeling like you're living in a nest that's empty. I don't know what it is for you. What I know for sure is we all go through shifts and changes in our lives. Our lives are journeys, they're adventures. And in each journey, in each adventure, there is a shift, there is a change, there is a longing, there is a check-in. Am I living a life that I love? And that's where the question comes in this week on Ask Susan. The question came in from Nancy, and Nancy said, Susan, I've heard you talk about foundations. I've listened to some old Ask Susans and some congruency quickies, and every once in a while you talk about foundation. Could you talk about it again? Well, sure, absolutely, Nancy. And because it's April and it's springtime, this is absolutely the best time to create our theme of the month. And we're going to be creating it, thank you, Nancy, around foundation. What is your foundation? What does it look like for you? What are you building? Because when we build our lives, we're building on top of the foundation. And just like a house, if the foundation isn't firm, everything starts to crumble. Just like when you're planting a garden, I'm so psyched. It's going to be the time of year for gardening soon. What are you putting into the earth? I always check in, see what the earth requires, depending on the vegetables I'm putting in or the flowers. Does it require more sun, more, iron, more magnesium? Whatever that is, right? We all have our own needs. Our foundations require nurturing. They require us to be present with them. And so if I ask you, Nancy, what is your foundation? I'm asking you, what is it that you're building your life upon? What values do you hold dear? What values work for you? What values create more? What values nurture your soul? What is it that you love? What brings you joy? What do you insist on having as a part of you every day in every way? And is it working for you? So for myself, my foundation consists of curiosity, adventure, joy, nurturing in every way, living in abundance. So when I check in with the choices I'm making, with what I'm going to create and how I'm going to create, I check back and see, does it match the energies of my foundation? So everything that I just mentioned has an energy to it. So if I'm curious, if I'm choosing something, and I love, for those of you who know me a little bit, I'm all about self-education and looking and seeking and learning and asking questions and living in the question. If what I'm choosing doesn't match that vibration, so for example, let's say I buy someone else's point of view about what I should be doing or how I should be doing it, and I check in with myself and I'm like, well, it doesn't actually match the joy, the curiosity, the sense of adventure that I know bubbles up inside me, that brings me joy, that cooks with those creative juices. I know that's okay for them. It just doesn't work for me, right? So it's about checking in with everything. And the thing is, in this reality, we are so pummeled with, you should be doing this and buy this and do this and do that and look at it this way and this should be, and here's 5 steps to this and 6 steps to that, and whatever that is. We don't, it's like, whoa. Let me have some space. What is it I'm truly asking to create? And does it match with what brings me joy, with what creates greater? So your foundation is that place where all your dreams are built on, all those seeds that you plant. You nurture it in that. So some of you might have been brought up with a foundation of blame, shame, regret, guilt. And, you come and ask, why doesn't this change? Why doesn't this work? Well, it's about taking the aerial view of what is your foundation? Does your foundation actually create greater? Does it, again, nurture you? Nurturing is so important, right? Do you surround yourself in a nurturing environment of people that lift you up? Of thoughts that lift you up, that nurture those seeds of, oh, if I go out 3 years from now, what is it that I would love to be doing? What does that look like, taste like, smell like? And then bring that into the present and ask, am I creating with a foundation that creates greater? I'll give you another example. I was just talking with my assistant, and I said, okay, let's just take a look at everything that we're creating. Because as an Uber creator, this might sound familiar to you, for yourself as well. I tend to think of like thousands of ideas. Oh, let's do that. Let's do this. It's kind of like throwing spaghetti on the ceiling half the time, because it's fun for me to create. But awareness I have as I grow in with these tools, as I grow in with the Congruent Living Academy, that what actually is required is the focus of what creates greater as we move along with each step. So I'm learning not to add. That actually doesn't work with my foundation. It creates a crack in my foundation, and all of a sudden things don't feel so fun anymore. Like I said to her today, I said, let's take a look here and just stop for a second, because this is not fun. What I'm creating right now, it's not fun. And because I'm trying to play catch up with everything. And that actually doesn't work for me. That's not my foundation. There's no discovery in there. So how many points of views have I taken about how something should be done? How many points of views have I taken about what other people are telling me how I should be creating? And we all do that. And that's why it's so important to have that foundation you can tap into, that you know is who you truly be. And again, mine is joy, discovery, nurturing, creating a community of like-minded seekers and creatives, and growing with them, right? That's where we are with the Congruent Living Academy. We started it in November, and now I can see, oh, this is required and that's required. Oh, this would be fun to add here. And oh, what if we did that? And so we're reopening it for membership at the beginning of May, and I'll be talking to you more about that. That we shift and change. We are growing. Right? We're growing. But the thing is, it's to have your roots really strong into the ground. So instead of cracking your foundation, they go right down into the earth and get the nurturing from the center of the earth all the way back up into you, into your foundation. So your foundation just gets stronger and stronger and stronger. So your big question is, am I creating a life that I love? Am I creating a life that I love? If you are, ask, okay, what else is required here? What questions can I ask? What are the infinite possibilities of working with people whose energies actually match my foundation and assist me in growing? And if you're not living a life that you love, check in with your foundation. Is your foundation a foundation that nurtures you? Is your foundation one that assists you, that's always there for you, no matter what it looks like, no matter what it takes? Deep down in your guts, this is who I truly be. This is what brings me joy. This is where I shine. Because that's what I would love for you. I would love for you to shine with that inner light that you have, and create the foundation that you know is possible for you to build on and from. And that's what the month of April is all about. That's where we'll be going. If you love this, share it with a friend. If you know someone else who is looking to create a nurturing foundation, invite them in to our group, Congruent Living for Seekers and Creatives. If this rings for you, if this sings for you, just let me know what your foundation's all about. And if you have a question about, Susan, I don't really get my foundation, pop it in the comments on our Congruent Living for Creatives and Seekers. I check in every day, and that's where all the action is. That's where the learning is and the growth is your willingness to ask those questions, right? Your willingness to be present in this community of Congruent Living of Seekers and Creatives. So I'm going to be looking for your comments, and just be with this for a minute. Have a re-listen. Pull out your journal and write down what is your foundation. And then ask yourself, is it working for you? Is it creating a life that you love? And again, if not, pop in your questions or reach out to me privately. Lots of people do. And if you have a question you'd like me to target in on for foundations for April, private message me or just write it in the comments on Congruent Living for Creatives and Seekers, and I will respond with another live. Oh, no, we're not live. We're here and present. I'm live. The reason why we stopped doing these live in this 10 seconds is because we have so many people from all around the world with different time zones. And I just thought, oh, how can I make this easy for everyone? And I've been loving the questions that are coming in. I'm so grateful, so grateful, so grateful. If you're watching this later, hashtag replay. If you're watching this on YouTube, like and share it. And I will see you next Wednesday, right here on Congruent Living for Seekers and Creatives. Until then, live boldly, love greatly, and be that fearless leader you came here to be. One who has a sure sense of their foundation and what that can create. Till we meet again, have an amazing day. Bye-bye.